just gonna delete. I will rotate this book in Z-axis. Let's see how it's looking from this perspective. It's a very useful tip, by the way. If you press G to grab it and then hold Shift and press Z, it will isolate Z-axis, so you will move anywhere but not on Z. Let's grab this, grab, isolate Z. Like this, let's go to camera view. Let's move camera a little bit. And to put more focus on these objects, we're going to use a focal point. To put more focus on the cup and the teapot, we'll be using a depth of field. I will show you just in a moment how to do that. Okay, let's save it. Now let's switch to shading mode right here. Give it a minute, it might take a little bit while just to load it. Okay, now that we are in the shading mode, let's add some textures to the wall and the floor as well. So we just click over there on the wall and let's just search plank on material. I like the first one. Let's click on it and download it. The texture is not projected well. That we can fix it very easily. But before we do that, let's add some texture to the floor. And it's just right floor. Simple as that. Download this one. Okay, now to fix the texture on the wall, we click on it here. Let's go to the corner, and once you see this cross, press left mouse button and hold it, and then drag it to the side, just like that. Let's go here and UV editor. Now, while we have the wall selected, let's change object mode to edit, and we just make sure it's selected again, this face with the face selection mode. To make sure it's selected. Then here let's zoom out. If these things are confusing, don't worry, it's something you will get used to it with time. It took some time for me as well until I got a grasp of it. Then here press letter A just to select everything, or you just drag like that, and S to scale it. Let's scale it like this, and then press R to rotate, and let's enter 90 degrees. Okay, here we go. And then we can go back to object mode. Now, looking at these nails, it's not actually ideal, so let's go back to edit mode. Let's press S, and let's choose, for example, X-axis. Okay, I feel it's better. Back to object mode. Now the floor looks fine. I'm not gonna change nothing there. Let's save it. Now this glass in front, I don't feel like it's necessary, so I'm just gonna press X to delete. And then we have a fire over there. Again, I will be replacing it. Press X to delete. Let's add a cursor somewhere there in the middle, and Shift A to add image. Images as plane. Now if you don't see this, you go to edit, preferences, add-ons, and search for images and import images as plane. So make sure it's enabled and save it. So back again, images as planes. Now I will be using a fire loop that you can download in the description below. Okay, let's grab it. Let's move in X-axis, perhaps something like that. Let's scale it. Let's scale it in Z-axis, like this. Now we don't need this window for the moment, so just minimize. And now make sure you have here properties, choose render engine cycles and device. If you have a good graphic card, make sure you select GPU compute, and then just viewport, uncheck this. I'm not using it for my purposes. Just make sure it's 10 or 5, no more than 10. And then rendering, we'll go this over in just a few minutes. Now let's go to viewport shading. Of course it's dark because we don't have any light added, so Shift A, light point. Let's grab it, Z-axis, and let's move it somewhere to the left. Now let's duplicate this object by going Object, Duplicate Object, or Shift D, And let's grab it, and let's move it, perhaps another side over here. Let's go back to camera mode. Okay, we have here our lights. I would like to increase the strength of the light on the left side. Select our light, go to data, and let's increase the strength perhaps to 50. And the color, let's here, just make it a little bit more warm. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let's take this light over here. Maybe move down and press X. Just move back towards the wall. Just to add this nice rim light, you know, so on the edges. Or maybe we can reduce it. So add another light, maybe spotlight. This is directional light. And if you grab this bubble over there, hold left and move it where you want to put the light. Let's increase perhaps to 100. Blend makes the edges more soft over here, as you can see. So we don't want hard edges, but something like this. Spot size, the size of this light. Touch of warmth. Let's go back to camera mode. Okay, this light, I feel it's too strong. Let's move a little more back, a little bit more higher, a little bit more warmth as well. Now the fire is not really visible. Change that. Now this window, I hope you didn't close it. If you did, just open it. You move your mouse here until you find a cross, left click and drag it to the right side. Now I'm just gonna make it bigger, and over there we'll choose shader editor. I don't need this. Let's zoom in. So this is here our video file of the fire. We need it to glow. We need it to look realistic. So to do that, we go to emission. Let's just take this color and plug it into the color here. If you by accident put somewhere else, don't worry, just press and hold the Ctrl button, and with the right mouse button, just drag it and cut it. Okay, and now we increase the strength. Now, the more strength you increase, you start to see these artifacts doesn't look clean. To fix that, let's hold the Ctrl button, and with the right mouse button, we just cut alpha to reduce alpha. And as you can see, all the edges around are disappearing. It will reduce a light a little bit, but we can increase over here again.